Are you wondering if your invention that you built using AI is patentable? Today, you're going to learn what actually makes an AI invention patent eligible. I'm a patent attorney. With AI just dominating the startup world, I'm getting more and more calls about this. In fact, I get calls like this every week. But one call really stood out to me recently. Let me share this story with you from the phone call I had just the other day with a startup founder that illustrates this problem. Phone rings. It's a startup founder. He's buzzing with excitement as he tells me they've built something absolutely amazing with AI, and they need to patent it immediately before they launch. As he described it to me, I started seeing red flags though. The more he talked about the incredible outputs that AI was generating, the less I heard about what the people at the startup actually did versus what AI did. So I had to ask him a tough question. I asked, it sounds powerful, but tell me, did the AI do most of the inventing here? He said, oh, we used AI as a tool during development. I said, how exactly you use the AI tool is going to determine whether you are the inventor here or AI is the inventor. And I had to tell him bluntly, if AI invented this, AI cannot be named as an inventor on a patent application. You won't be able to get a patent. You have to clearly show that there was human contribution. There was a moment of silence. You could feel the panic through the phone. Finally, he says to me, what do you mean I'm not the inventor? I built this. I let him take a breath and I said, what you're facing is a critical legal question for innovators using AI right now. But the good news is we have a roadmap from the courts and from the US Patent Office. First, I told him about the landmark case, Thaler versus Vidal. In that case, the Federal Circuit made it clear that an inventor must be a natural person. An AI system simply cannot be named as an inventor on a patent. But the court intentionally did not answer the bigger question. What about inventions made by humans with the assistance of AI? That's where the new US Patent Office guidance for AI-assisted inventions comes in. Now, this guidance was published back in February 2024, so it's been around a little while. It tells the patent examiners exactly how to look at this issue when they're examining patent applications. Here's the key takeaways I shared with the startup founder who had called my office. The good news, I told him, is that using an AI system does not automatically disqualify an invention from being patentable. Instead, the entire analysis focuses on one thing, the significance of the human contribution, and that's what we need to look at. To be named as an inventor, a person must have made a significant contribution to the invention. Well, there's a legal framework for this called the PANU factors. I'm not going to get into the details of that case right now. What it boils down to is that you have to have done more than just recognize a problem or simply use AI as a black box to be considered an inventor. There needs to be what's referred to as a significant human contribution. So naturally, the startup founder on my phone call wanted to know, well, what counts as a significant contribution? I walked him through what that actually means in practice. Just presenting a problem to an AI system, that's not going to be enough. But showing that you had the inventive idea and specifically constructed a prompt to guide the AI, using it as a tool, now that may be a significant contribution. Ask yourself, did you design, build, or train the AI? If you designed or trained an AI system in a specific way to solve a particular problem, that act of creation, that might also be a significant contribution to the invention. Maybe just AI helped produce it. You might also ask, did you modify the output? Now, merely recognizing that an AI's output is useful, that's not going to be enough to make you an inventor. But if you took the output from an AI tool and significantly modified it or combined it with other elements to create the final working invention, now again, that may be an inventive step. So in summary, I explain to the startup founder that an invention that is purely and automatically generated by AI with no real human guidance or refinement, that's unlikely to be patentable. It just lacks that required human inventorship that the court required. The key is being able to show a significant human contribution to the inventive process. So by the end of the call, the panic in the startup founder's voice was gone. In fact, he wasn't just relieved, he was now empowered. He had a clear framework to document their work at the startup, and he had a list of actionable steps to develop a much stronger, more defensible patent application. More importantly, it completely shifted how a startup is going to be approaching innovation with AI and how they should be documenting the human contribution and just using AI as a tool. So as you've seen, it's important to identify human inventiveness from day one. I put together an AI inventorship checklist that can help startup founders avoid these near disasters. If you're building with AI and aren't sure if your invention qualifies for a patent, let's talk. This isn't an easy concept. Talk to the patent attorney. Book a call with me using the link below. We can go over my AI inventorship checklist to make sure your contribution stands out where it matters the most and protect the core of your business.